General Sergei Shoigu, former Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation and Secretary of the Russian Security Council, visited the China Airshow and became the biggest highlight of the event. I was near the booth of the Russian Helicopters Holding Company at that time. I watched General Shoigu walking vigorously, surrounded by a crowd of people. He inspected multiple types of turbofan engines, such as the 177S, Al-31 set point for 5 and or D-93 Ma. He also met with Sergei Bogdan, a Russian hero test pilot who had won thunderous applause at the airshow, of course. What we are more concerned about is General Shoigu's visit to several major exhibition halls, including those of China North Industries Group, China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation, the Central Military Commission's Equipment Development Department, the Navy and the Aviation Industry Corporation of China. In particular, General Shoigu lingered for a long time in front of the 625E series microwave directed energy weapons system of China North Industries Group in its exhibition hall, carefully observing it given the threat of drones in warfare. General Shoigu, you must have surely thought of the ongoing special military operation at that moment. He must have thought of the various types of drones that were flying all over the sky on the battlefield of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and posing a huge threat to the armored combat equipment of both sides, from high-altitude combat and reconnaissance drones to reconnaissance drones affiliated with various brigades and regiments, target indication laser illumination drones, to quad-rotor reconnaissance drones equipped for individual soldiers, as well as loitering munitions and FPV suicide drones used as strike means. Although drones had performed quite well in many previous military conflicts, there had never been a military conflict like the Russia-Ukraine conflict, in which drones had become a new type of equipment that profoundly changed the combat style. On the other hand, both Russia and Ukraine had exhausted all kinds of means to deal with the threat of drones. From the perspective of passive defense, both sides almost simultaneously strengthened the camouflage and protection of the battlefield. Their operations have become more and more covert. The trenches and shelters are being dug deeper and more complex. They even adopted various strange improvised equipment for defense. For example, they stuck warm paste on trees to them as dummies to deceive FPV drones. Another example is the strengthening of tank protection. From adding steel plates at the beginning, to adding explosive reactive armor, and then to adding heavy explosive reactive armor. The ultimate version is the so-called Bury-It combat vehicle from the perspective of active defense. Both Russia and Ukraine have their own clever ways. From surface-to-air missiles and close-in weapon systems for attacking large-sized drones, to shotguns, jammers, individual soldier jamming guns for attacking light and small-sized drones. Even an individual soldier can shoot down a light and small-sized drone with an assault rifle by a sudden inspiration. Of course, whether it is passive defense or active defense. Overall, in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, both sides have few methods for drone defense. And the overall effect of the implementation of defense is also averaged therefore. From this point of view, the 625E series microwave anti-drone system displayed by China in the weapons hall is exactly what the Russians want. 625E microwave weapon system, as far as I know. The overall design of the 625E foreign trade model is already very advanced, and the design of the domestic use model is even more advanced. The whole system can be divided into 3 parts: chassis, situation awareness, and microwave emission. The chassis adopts the common 625 chassis, which is the same as the chassis used by the 625 gun missile integrated air defense system. With the same chassis, on the one hand, it can improve the degree of equipment generalization and reduce the difficulty of maintenance and support of the troops. On the other hand, it also confirms from the side that the 625E microwave anti-drone system is an anti-drone system that undertakes field air defense tasks and is mainly assigned to battalion-level field air defense troops. From the perspective of situation awareness, compared with the current situation in which both Russia and Ukraine still rely on setting up air observation posts, observing incoming drones with the naked eye, or using some unreliable warning radars that mainly target tactical aircraft and tactical missiles and have relatively high speed threshold settings to detect drones. The 625E adopts 3 different types of detection equipment to conduct situation awareness of incoming drones. First, there is an active phased array warning radar located in the middle of the vehicle and installed above the radar gantry. Compared with the commonly used field air defense warning radars that mainly target tactical aircraft for strikes, the warning radar equipped with the 625E is specialized for anti-drones, with a relatively low speed threshold set, and can be dedicated to detecting low speed, low altitude, light and small targets at the same time. The phased array radar also greatly improves the multi-target detection ability, which is undoubtedly extremely beneficial for detecting incoming swarms of drone targets. Secondly, there is a photoelectric detection system located below the radar and following the movement of the phased array microwave array surface. This system is similar to human eyes, but it can see farther and has higher resolution. Meanwhile, I have also heard that China's photoelectric detection system adopts some artificial intelligence algorithms. It can automatically identify drones in the intricate sky background and determine the target characteristics, distance, speed, etc. of the drones. This situational awareness system and the phased array surface cooperate with each other to jointly complete the situational awareness and fire control tasks of anti-drone operations. Thirdly, in addition to various active and passive detection systems, the 625E microwave anti-drone system has added a special situational awareness module. It is located above the microwave array surface and to the right of the photoelectric module. The staff member in the on-site commentary told me that this is an ESM electronic support measures detection module. Since the remote control signals of drones are not highly directional signals, the ESM can roughly determine the possible approaching direction of the drones by detecting their remote control signals in this way. Photoelectric detection, electronic support radio frequency direction finding, and phased array radar detection. These 3 detection modes cooperate and are highly interconnected. Once any one of the detection modes discovers a drone, the other 2 situational awareness equipment will immediately follow up, maximizing the probability of detecting the drones. This is much more reliable than simple visual observation. After a drone is detected, China's anti-drone method is very simple and direct microwave destruction. The 625E microwave anti-drone weapon system in China adopts a passive phased array system. Its feed source is inside the vehicle body and transmits through the traveling wave tubes on the array surface. The high-energy electromagnetic waves emitted can burn the electronic equipment inside the drones, directly causing the drones to lose control and crash. The beam emission power is relatively high, and the effective sector is relatively large. A single emission can destroy a large number of drones. It is said that when this equipment is used to strike typical swarm-type drones, the effective range is about 4 kilometers. This distance may seem relatively short. However, consider that the strike range of the 625 anti-aircraft gun is only about 5 kilometers, and the strike range of the missile is only about 8 kilometers. Therefore, from the perspective of field air defense at the combined battalion level, this 4-kilometer effective range is basically sufficient. In the long term, China can also use a more advanced active phased array system. This can not only increase the power of the microwave beam, but also finely control the emitted beam. By using multiple sub-array surfaces to point to different target airspaces, the highest kill efficiency can be achieved. So overall, the The 625E type microwave anti-drone system should be the most advanced and mature anti-drone system in terms of technical performance among those publicly available in the world at present. It is an anti-drone system for field air defense rather than for key point air defense. And there is no other like it. The emergence of this type of anti-drone system should be a product launched by China based on previous preliminary research and combined with the combat styles and battlefield characteristics of the Russia-Ukraine conflict since 2022. Places needing improvement then. Can this type of product be further improved, and is it in line with the actual battlefield situation? Actually, I looked at it back and forth in the exhibition hall for a long time. And I feel that there are still some aspects worthy of improvement. First of all, for this microwave-directed energy weapon, only the radar has omnidirectional monitoring capability, while the photoelectric system and ESM are both following the movement of the transmitting array surface. Considering that this system cannot be in a rotating state all the time, I tend to think that its main monitoring means is still the radar. And the photoelectric system and ESM mainly play an auxiliary monitoring role. In fact, in some cases, the photoelectric system has better monitoring effect on such drone targets. In the long run, whether the photoelectric system and the phased array radar should simultaneously have omnidirectional monitoring capabilities is a question worthy of study. Secondly, in terms of its microwave array surface, the volume of this array surface is still a bit too large, both in terms of physical area and signal strength. If the physical area is too large, when following the troops to conduct field air defense, it may itself be damaged by shell fragments, anti-tank missile warheads and other forms of attack. In terms of signal strength, once it is turned on, it is a huge electromagnetic signal emitting source, and this emitting source will be greatly exposed to the ESM equipment of the enemy signal troops and provide a target for the enemy's fire guiding strike. Finally, from the perspective of the killing principle of this microwave system, the high-energy microwave emitted will not only damage the electronic components of the drones, but also will most likely cause indiscriminate killing within the effective range. Some large-scale electronic components that have been reinforced against electromagnetic radiation may be fine, but for some equipment with lower protection strength, there is also a possibility of being burned out. Of course, there are also ways to improve these problems. For example, for the situational awareness system, we mentioned that photoelectric and radar turrets can be installed. In fact, some products in the exhibition hall have already adopted this monitoring system, with the radar and photoelectric systems working in coordination. For example, from the perspective of radio frequency signal management, China can use digital subarray level phased arrays to manage radio frequency signals and emit highly tonal microwave signals to avoid problems such as indiscriminate killing and exposure to the enemy's ESM system. All in all, the microwave anti-drone system presented at the China Airshow is highly creative. And of course, there are also many aspects worthy of improvement. As the biggest highlight of the 15th China Airshow, we have had a great time watching it. We hope that at the 16th China Airshow 2 years later, this system will be further improved and be more in line with the actual battlefield situation. That's it.